A1, A2, and C runners. Let's get those. Let's get those. There's A1 and A2 and C. That's what we need for right at the start. So let's get into it, guys. Oh, Sarah. Okay, Sarah and May. Yeah, Sarah's like she's like the more like petite, gray-haired girl, I guess. A1. Here we are. 5 and 4. There you go. Look how huge these pieces are. It's a breath of fresh air after working on like a RG, where you gotta build all these tiny little pieces. It's like, yeah, look at this, huge, big chunky pieces. Smack those together, you're done. And we need 8. Let's just get a few pieces right off at the start. Oh, right, yeah, they both had that option. That's pretty cool. Not knowing anything about the show. I just think that's pretty cool. Let's get out some other pieces that we need, like A17, this curving piece. Like the expectation for you know, a video game in 2025, very different from like you know, the old days. You know, interesting thing too, just kind of somewhat related, talking about Tekken and the state of things with Tekken 8. Even though Tekken 7, we think of it as like, you know, this modern game and everything, it started off as an arcade game, and it actually started off life in the arcades for a year or two before it made its way onto consoles. And what that meant was that a lot of balancing, a lot of patches, a lot of refinements, even to the animation and not finishers, but, you know, like a lot of the moves happened over time in the arcades, so that finally when it made it to home consoles, it was like a very polished product. And I think a lot of folks were pretty happy with it at launch. And that was not the case with Tekken 8. It went straight to home, you know, video console release, and obviously the rest is history. But that's kind of interesting to think about. We're never even going to be able to kind of return to those times. That's not really a possibility anymore. Tad, finishing up work for the day. Always a joy to be here. Thank you so much for hanging out, everyone. Thank you so much, Tad. We're just working on this mobile... Sorry, what is it? Wodom pod. You must have seen this, Tad. Tad is a connoisseur of weird Gundams and weird mobile suit Gundam kits. So I feel like you definitely have seen this around. Oh, and then it slides up. That's weird. Okay. Well, seems a little awkward, but we'll go with it. Did you tame a dog? I ended stream exactly when you left, says Vanilla. Oh. Yeah, I was honestly a little bummed out. I was like, oh, I missed the stream. Oh well. Did update the cabinets, okay. Oh, Leroy and Lay. Oh, okay. Alright. Now, how does this go? We should probably keep our options open and ensure that we can possibly remove this if necessary. So let's kind of do a little snippy here. Alright. Ted, my only nitpick is that this game is the only one where everyone doesn't have a European accent. Interesting. I've noticed that there's some folks out there that didn't really enjoy all the British accents in the first Xenoblade game. It's never bothered me personally, but I guess given the fact that that game takes place in Neo Los Angeles, right? Your Xenoblade Chronicles X. Should have some American accents. Seems only fair. It's absolutely made to be humorous. Peak Nintendo localization. Yeah, I think that those folks at the Nintendo localization team, is it called Treehouse? I don't know. Whoever did they're pretty funny people out there. You kind of pick up on that in like whenever you see clips of Animal Crossing or any other game that they do. Okay, we'll kind of refine that. Tad, it's a bit far-fetched to think so because all the humans aren't real. They're androids being controlled remotely. Holy shit. Lore drop. I may have missed that. Have you played the Nier games, Tad? They kind of get into stuff like that too. It's pretty interesting. Nier and Nier Automata. You might enjoy them if you have not played them. Mummies Alive Volume 1 Watch Party. So I really do intend to do a WMAC Masters watch party on Discord, but we might have to watch some Mummies Alive as well. Gonna have to create a whole programming block. Sounds like the Matrix. Less leather, more butts. Which I'm in favor of. Minor spoiler. Gnarly, let's go America. Lurk while I game. Yes, please enjoy your lurk. All you do is watch parties on Discord now? Let's go. Nier Replicant. Yeah, so that would have been the first game, except it's where the main character is a pretty boy instead of the original Western release where it was a gruff dude, because the developers thought that that would go over well with the Western audiences, which is so funny to me. Yeah, we need to kind of refine a lot of these shapes, but I'm too lazy to do that now. And some of these do get obscured. Less leather, more butts. There you go. What if Neo had a fat dumpy? Think about it. Permission to print money. So I mean, like, Nier Automata came out on the PS4, and I don't know how old it is at this point. It's like, I don't know, 8 years, freaking 10 years old now or something like that. but the merchandising machine is stronger than ever. It hasn't that has not stopped, and for that reason, it's surprising to me that we have yet to see any kind of true sequel to Nier Automata. For the new era of butts, new cyborg butts. I joke, but like, I mean, I really do think the story and the presentation and the music of Nier Automata in particular. I like Nier, the original first Nier game as well, but I think Nier Automata was like on a whole other level. And I'm sad that we really haven't seen or heard of any kind of true follow-up. There's been like mobile games and gacha games and stuff, and plays. That's the other thing too, is that the director of those games, he's continued the story in different forms of media, including yeah, like plays and books and all of that, and it's all in canon, evidently. Gotten 2 of the endings, but I've surprisingly never seen much of anything of Automata. Yeah, well, maybe someday. I don't know how you would feel about the action. It's actually, it's kind of styled after games like Bayonetta and Devil May Cry, although it's a lot easier than any of those games, because it's an RPG, and so you can just have bigger numbers and you know, like your higher levels and your more powerful equipment will make you know, you'll be able to dispose of the enemies. But it's such a trip, and the story's so fascinating. I would love for you to experience that at some point, Tad. I do have that game digitally, but also physically on like PS3. But the PS3 version is not great. It doesn't run very well. But I still played the shit out of it, and I actually platinumed it. I haven't platinumed many video games, period. But that was one game that I got 100% on, and I did nearly everything, because even if you do get the platinum, there's still things that you can do and explore in that game. And it's actually the one Bayonetta game that I really, really quite enjoy. I didn't play 2, although I have it. I have it on Wii U, but I don't have a Wii U. I have 3, and I was very excited to play Bayonetta 3, but it didn't quite click with me, to be perfectly honest. There's things about it that are really cool, but I don't know if it's the fact that having DMC5 fresh in my memory kind of hurt it, because, like, you know, DMC5 is graphically really impressive, and Bayonetta 3 is a Switch game. Toe City, going on my phone with Wi-Fi turned off to watch is 100 times better? Wait, but if Wi-Fi is turned off, oh, you're using data instead? As in, on Switch, the OG doesn't have a physical release, download code only. Really? I don't know if I'm going to finish this model completely today, but we'll try and make some progress at least. 8 and 9. Let's get that. Dan. Slipping in tons of Gundam references? Oh, I didn't know that. That's cool. Love it. Love it. I have yet to watch any of the episodes of G-Quack, speaking of Gundam anime. That's partially because I saw the movie, and the first 3 episodes are apparently the movie. I don't know if anyone can confirm or deny. Although the order of these things have been mixed around. Honestly, I think that the rollout of G-Quacks and everything that I've come to learn about like how many episodes it's going to be, it's kind of dampened my hype, to be perfectly honest. Like, I really loved the movie, but then it wasn't too long after that we found out that the show is going to be 12 episodes long. And that is just, like, it sounds like the entirety of the show. And there won't be a second season or anything like that. Again, that's from what I've heard. And that is just, it's kind of deflating my excitement, deflating my hype. I'm flaccid. Because you get invested in these characters. You want to learn about their stories and their kind of their arc and what they go through and all the drama that entails. And yet, could you really have a satisfying beginning, middle, and end in simply 12 episodes? I don't know. Think about this. Like, if you're someone that has watched the movie, you've watched 3 episodes now. You're saying all the right words about this model kit for me. Episode 2 actually doesn't show you everything you saw in the movie, so it actually shows you less. Are there new scenes? Tell me this. Do they have new animation, new scenes? I mean, I'm gonna watch it all eventually. Okay, so let's get building. Nothing new yet. Okay, see? So that's kind of what I wanted to get at, is like, as excited as I am for the show and the models and everything, they've done a lot to kind of bring the complete opposite of hype. Do you know what I mean? And looking back to The Witch from Mercury, I think that they did a lot right. Although, that being said, things like COVID helped a lot too, in terms of just people being cooped up and, getting into a show, getting into an anime that they might not otherwise. And of course, the whole aspect of buying and building the models. Again, a pretty good hobby to get into if you're on lockdowns and stuff. But releasing all the episodes, or not releasing all the episodes, what I want to say is having it come out and then everyone's talking about the same thing at the same time, right? On a weekly basis. That's really fun, and that's not really a thing for G-Quacks as of right now. It will be after episode 3, but it's like not everyone watched the movie, not everyone is caught up on the show, and yeah, it's kind of anti-hype. Friendship rings? Wait, what's that? Sorry. Streamer brain. Episode 2 was most of the prologue. They left like the last 10 minutes. What? Yeah. If I don't get resolution to the white gun cannon part of the prologue, I'm gonna be mad. Ooh. There's some theories, though. Have you watched any theories? There's some pretty good theories out there. I think we'll get some kind of resolution. Do you know what's really funny? I was talking about this with my brother. Shalia Bull. I think he's just about the one character that we've seen in the two different art styles. It's not really spoiling anything too much if I say that, at least. But I think that's kind of funny, right? That we see Shalia Bull in two different art styles, because most of the other characters are simply kind of cordoned off into a time period, which is not to say that later on that might change, but for now Shalia is the only one. And then what's even funnier is if you look up what Shalia Bull looks like in the original Gundam series. They definitely gave him a glow up. They definitely gave Shalia a glow up. The bit where someone from Bandai Sunrise said, "Oh, right, yeah. Now I know." You know what? I'm really glad that the staff from... Okay, am I doing this right? Let's just carefully make sure. I'm really glad that the staff animators were able to make their own Dojin art book. I don't know if you've heard about this, Tad or anyone else, but given the company's statements about the relationship status of the two main characters from The Witch from Mercury, and how they didn't really want to fully acknowledge that they might truly be not only in a relationship but actually married, despite the fact that they had, as Tad has said, like friendship rings. Many of the animators for the show itself, they got together and they produced an art book with fan art. It's a doujin, it's fan art, but it's as close as to being like an actual real legitimate official art book as you can get, because like I said, it's all the staff. And it's nothing like, it's nothing spicy, shall we say. It's all just really nice scenes of two girls that love each other. So you should look that up. There's I think if you were to actually try and buy it, it's probably gonna set you back a pretty penny. But there's a good amount of the art just floating around that you can find, and I think, like I said, I think that's neat. And the situation with Bandai and Sunrise and all of that bullshit, I think it sucks and it's stupid, but at least we got a cool art book out of it. 35 in both, but the OG, yeah, but I mean, look up Norm from Cheers. That guy's supposed to be 30, but he looks like he's 50. People just looked a lot older back in the day. Okay, let me carefully look here. Okay, so it goes this way. Like Brad Pitt is what is he? He's fucking like 60 years old. Now look up how like a 60-year-old person looked in the 70s. Yes, the artwork at the end of the episodes. But also the one thing that I kind of was reflecting on, am I doing this right? I feel like I'm fucking this up. Oh, okay. One thing I was also thinking about when the whole like, oh, they're just friends kind of thing was popping off a lot, was like, in a lot of ways, regardless of the the staff dojin coming out, in a lot of ways, when a popular piece of media gets taken over by the fandom, it has a life of its own, and who gives a shit what like the official producers, the official animators, the company has to say about it at that point. Like, you can look at anything from Sherlock Holmes to Twilight, which Twilight in itself was a fan fiction of Harry Potter or some shit. Or no. It was 50 Shades of Grey was in and of itself a fan fiction of Twilight, which then went on to become like this huge thing. But there's so many examples of the fan art world, the fan art community kind of having a life of its own, kind of evolving things beyond the original source material. Even Gundam itself, we all know about Char and Amuro, and don't ask me how I know this, but there's a whole there's a lot of stuff regarding a lot of artwork, a lot of depictions, a lot of stories out there with Char and Amuro, which I wouldn't be surprised if Tomino himself has like openly admitted that he was like definitely kind of working that angle, but I don't think that Bandai themselves would ever fully endorse statements like that. Alright. Death of the artist. That's very true. Once it's out there, it's not yours anymore. Yeah, so like, I get why a lot of folks were really, really displeased. A lot of folks were not very happy with those statements. But at the same time, I was like, it's yours now. Like, we all know that that's the case. You know what I mean? We all know that what the real deal is with Mjolnir and Suletta. We don't actually need Sunrise to tell us otherwise. And more to the point, it's yours now. You can make art of that, and you can depict it however you want. It's yours now. Yeah, I'm still practicing scribing, to be honest. It's been pretty challenging at times, and a little frustrating, to be perfectly honest, whenever I see some really beautiful examples of scribing, and then I'm like, wow, I really fucked this up. And yeah, like I said, some of the progress on my Red Beret kit, I've taken some steps back, trying to fix my rather garish scribing attempts. I need to replace this blade. Wow, it's so blunt. If you ever have to exert force while you're cutting, that's probably a good sign that you need to change the blade. It should be like Buddha. Momokapul have definitely... Ooh, Momokapul. Yeah. Yes, turn A. Yeah. And they don't have modern kits. My only hope is that Bandai show mercy on us, and if ultimately there is some kind of... If we're due for some kind of anniversary for turn A, I don't know if something like that is already passed. You know, like, what is it, like 30th now? I don't know, 20th, 30th anniversary for Turn A, that they kind of reissue some stuff. The Turn X Master Grade, of course. Oh, the Turn X. It's the one kit where I might just pay scalper prices to finally have it. I have yet to I have yet to buy a Gundam kit for like an inflated price, you know, an aftermarket price. Most of the stuff I get is, you know, if it isn't retail, it's on sale. But the Turn X, goddamn. How we don't have a Kapool kit is beyond me, yeah. You'll have to settle for the Momo Kapool. Which I'm not, I like the Momo Kapool. There's like some weird no-grade thing out there as well. I think Kapool will get one in the form of its... Oh, there is one. Double Zeta? And those will probably be... P Bandai. P Bandai, god. They don't make it easy. They don't make it easy being a Gundam fan in Canada. I tell you what. Consume beverage, Arch. I gotcha, Arch. Thank you for that. Give me a second. I'll tell you what. Alright. What is all this? Okay. Is this even the right piece? Okay, so now we gotta do another hand. What are we doing for time? It's 5:42. We might just do the one remaining hand and then wrap things up. But, let's see here. Yeah, gun tank would be cool. But yeah, the gun cannon and then the RX 78-1. I think that's what it's called. The one that had, like, it was fighting in space and then its visor gets broken and then you see, like, you know, the 4 eyes. It'd be really cool if they included something like that. Bandai have been kind of getting into like depicting battle damage, right? If you think about that Seed Freedom kit with the damage and the Saikuzaku Mark II with some battle damage. So yeah, that could be a thing. If gun cannon is retail, maybe they are all retail. I guess we'll have to see as the show progresses too. Sometimes you can kind of just sniff it out. You can just like, ah, fuck, that's gonna be P Bandai. If it shows up in a single episode only and it has a really memorable scene, you're like, ah, fuck, that's P Bandai. Alright, staring at some pieces. There we go. And then... Oh, I didn't do that yet. Yeah. Just double checking, like, yeah, that makes sense. Okay. This goes here, and then I gotta make the ball joint. Does this thing have a weapon? It does, I think. We'll probably make that weapon and then we'll wrap things up. I didn't get any P Bandai Witch from Mercury kits. It's a crying shame that so many kits are P Bandai for it. I mean, in a sense, I kind of get it, because like I said, a number of those kits, they might have appeared in the manga, so it's not really all that well known relative to the anime, or they might have appeared in a single episode. But there were still some pretty cool ones that that are P Bandai only. I don't get it. Why not just release normally? I mean, yes, I agree. Like, I want to give you money. Can I give you money? I want it. I will pay full price. You make it available, and then I will exchange money for goods and services. And they're like, I don't know. Sounds pretty controversial to me, this whole idea of exchanging goods for money. That sounds crazy. Alright, what's going on here? Oh, okay. This, these, like, rudders, these, like, things here, you take them out, and you put in your hands there, which I love. I love this weird... It just seems so weird to have this spherical thing and then these hands jutting out from it. Look at that. Peak Gunpla. This is actually peak performance Gunpla, guys. GBWC, here we come. Look out.